Yo, full access here, Reginald. I'm out here. Doesn't make I not talk the episodes, but fuck all those niggas. But yeah, today we do talk about artists we like them fall off. I mean, lockdown happened. A couple of artists like burst into the scene. They did a madness, but right now they are nowhere to be found. I'm not gonna go too far off. Camilo burst into the scene with a couple of songs, but then his biggest song from then till now has been Sugarcane, and right now Camilo is literally nowhere to be found. I'm going to break it down for you guys to explain why Camilo is lost in the scene. Now, I feel like after Sugarcane, I mean, like the main song did what it did, but then the remix actually gave Camilo some sort of mileage, right? But after the song, Camilo couldn't even match up to the hype of the song, which the song brought. To be very honest, Camilo couldn't even see the next level of what he should do next with Sugarcane. He ended up releasing a couple of bodies of work. He ended up doing a couple of things as well, but really and truly, the match up. And then also, word on the streets. When I say word on the streets, I'm basically talking about word in the industry. Word on the streets is basically saying that Camilo ended up like making certain decisions by himself. He ended up doing certain things that his management or his team were supposed to do for him. You had this guy making phone calls. You had this guy talking to stakeholders. You had this guy talking to industry people when he should have just left these things for his management to be taking care of them. And when you do these things, these people actually listen to you, actually listen to whatever it is that you want them to do for you. They'll do it, but in hindsight, they'll be looking at you like different ways because you get a whole management. It'll be your management will then see to it, say, Sugarcane reach wherever you reach. Be your management with them see to it, say A&R's day on board, we then A&R the Sugarcane remix by having Mayor Kun, by having Darko, by having Kim Promise, and by having a couple of people on there to make the song reach wherever it has reached. But right now, if you they pick phone, you they call people, they make sure say make them put certain things in place for you. And then also, when you look at Camilo, sometimes some people they talk say right now he make depressed, but bro, really and truly, if you don't have anything going on for you, you go make depressed. You look at Camilo and then there's nothing interesting about him. There's nothing that would make you want to even like look or search Camilo's name on Instagram and then want to see what he has going on. There's nothing interesting about that guy. And this is not to bash him, but to be very honest, not an interesting day about the guy. That be why right now it looks as though Camilo they drop, he constantly they drop. Right now I see he's even promoting some song that he's released, but right now there's nothing interesting about him. Absolutely nothing. You see him promoting a song, you see him putting up TikTok videos, you see him putting up tweets and all of that, but there's nothing that will make you want to go on Camilo's socials or make you want to go on Camilo's Spotify or Apple Music or it's even YouTube to even check on songs or stuff that he's released. Not moving far off, we have Kelvin Boy. Now, Kelvin Boy's last hit song was Down Flat. Finally, I see your face. But since that time, we don't see Kelvin Boy in face again. When I say we don't see him face again, we don't see Kelvin Boy like churning out records like Down Flat because why? Kelvin Boy's style has remained monotonous since he burst into the scene, since he was signed to Beam Nation. You have he releasing Mia, he releasing Loco, he releasing Visa with Kwesi Arthur and then Joey B. But since then, almost all the songs be the same. Quite recently, he released an album and then the song that stood out for me was Getting Better featuring Kim Promise. That was the only song that was different. And I also felt as though if he was towing that line, Kelvin Boy would be somewhere or wouldn't even be in my list of artists who are falling off. But now, he's stuck in a maze, he's stuck in his head. And he's constantly doing Mia Kelvin Boy. He's constantly doing Visa Kelvin Boy. And he's constantly doing Cannabis make them local Kelvin Boy. But it they pay me because whenever I sit to talk about these things, bro, these records were just like 4 years or 3 years ago. They're not chair. But then right now, you look into the scene. Options not really day two for when I seen inside. And you look into the scene, these people not there. And you wonder and then you ask yourself, like, Charlie, what is wrong? Because seeing where options not there, your styles for fee be different. You have to have like a lot of things up your sleeve. So say you always go build the top of mind for people that might head inside. But right now, there's nothing to show for it. You released an album last year and also there's nothing to show for it. We're not going to even move far off. Now, one of the biggest sensations that happened to the Ghanaian music industry a couple of years back was YTalk. I'm saying this to say that this guy brought a breath of fresh air to the Comerica scene. This guy had a song that had Kenneth, it had J Bad on, it had a couple of the Asaka boys on, and the remix of this song actually pushed Stormzy to fly down to Ghana, pay for a video, shoots the video, and then have like Kwesi Arthur on there as well. But that's just one side of it. The main reason why Sorry got the traction it got was because, one, it started based off of mockery, and people were sort of mocking Kenneth by saying Santa America, Comerica, 49 and blood niggas. Aside that, people wouldn't have even fucked with Sorry in the first place. But that's just one side. The second side of YTalk actually falling off is because, bro, the body or the engine the industry built for him, it big too much to the extent after the Stormzy feature, he wasn't able to fill in those shoes and then go to the next level. I was having conversations with people and they're telling me that it be YTalk if you bring Empire to Ghana, like the very, very first place. But right now, where YTalk did, he's ended up doing stuff that he said, I sure say if he sit down and then he look at his own thing, he's always like, Charlie, then I'm here, but Charlie, for JI and for put in your for inside, because to be very honest, you listen to YTalk, there's no maturity in his lyrics. There's nothing to show for. It feels as though, yeah, Charlie, some of the kiddie lines and sense they talk, you can even sit YTalk down, or maybe YTalk can even go for Genius, verified, and he's even breaking down his lyrics, and I can bet you, and I can tell you that YTalk doesn't even know why he wrote certain lyrics down. He doesn't know why he even said certain things which he said. But yeah, that be YTalk. And the next one on this list happens to be Kofi Jamar. I don't feel like there's a lot to talk about Kofi Jamar, but others like beg to differ. But Kofi Jamar also had one of the biggest records when it came to like lockdown era in Ghana. Kofi Jamar had a concert featuring YTalk, featuring YP, ended up performing at 3 Music Awards. But then you look at yourself and then you ask yourself that, Charlie, why Kofi Jamar no day here right now? Recently, I think 2 weeks ago, he released a song featuring Qumu Smoke on the road, and I listened to the song and I was like, nah, bro. What's where the sound they go right now? You don't even know about it because it feels as though you are still stuck in time. You are doing songs you did like 3 years ago. You are doing songs you did like 2 years ago. These are the same songs you are doing, and I feel like as a rapper, or I don't even know if Kofi Jamar is a rapper because he has songs with Stonebwoy, he has songs with other artists where he's trying to do stuff they are doing. Because the song with Stonebwoy, Kofi Jamar was even trying to do bits and pieces of raga in there, and then you go ask your body, boy, you be rapper or you be rapper like slash reggae artist, or you be rapper slash R&B artist? Like, bro, pick a side and then be there. But then again, aside all of these things, Kofi Jamar seems to be stuck in time. He doesn't know where the sound is going. I don't know whether it's complacency or he doesn't have people close to him enough to tell him that, like, bro, this is where the sound they go. And I feel like you should tune your ears towards this direction. You should find new inspirations. These people should be your influences. These are the things you should be looking out for in order for you to stay up to date when it comes to the sound of like the current time. The next person is Qumu Flake. Now, this guy, after the whole Asaka, after the whole Comerica vibe, after the whole era, this guy is nowhere to be found. And he actually explains when they see some people then did the scene inside, then be microwave niggas. You see how when you put food in the microwave, you microwave it for like 5 minutes. The next 5 minutes, your food is going to go cold. That is typical Qumu Flake. And one thing that didn't help him was he walking in the shadows of Kwesi Arthur. You listen to Qumu Flake, you can even tell, even if someone is even deaf, the person can even tell that, like, bro, this guy in key influences, or this guy did Jack Kwesi in style. But he's been asked multiple times on radio interviews, TV interviews, and then he begs to differ. But me, I did tell you for here today, say he be lie. Qumu Flake used to Jack Kwesi style, and that be one of the things you worry on right now. And it's more like he also being stuck in time. You don't know what he do. He doesn't even know where the sound is going to go to. One of the biggest highlights on Qumu Flake's career was when Chucky Online came to Kumasi and then did that noisy documentary with him and then YTalk, and then the next time he featured on 3 Music Awards where he performed, and then they did that whole video thing that they did, which was very, very cool. But right now, if you should ask, bro, where Qumu Flake did, because the Comerica niggas, as them come, a lot of them came. A lot of them have been able to stand the test of time. A lot of them are still here. But Qumu Flake no dey. YTalk is even struggling. If YTalk the struggle self, the one who had the biggest feature of that time, if he dey struggle, then you Qumu Flake, where you for day? The next person, and this person happens to be the very last person, I put him at last because he dey pay me, because this guy really had a massive impact on my life musically. I felt like this guy had a lot of talent in him. I feel like this guy's style was a lot. Bro, this guy in bag be very, very deep. I'm not talking about any other person than Darkovibes. Darkovibes burst into the scene with La Même Gang, but before that, he burst into the scene with a song titled Tomorrow, and then he burst into the scene with a song titled Mercy. You listen to that song, bro, you never hear anybody with the flow for guy inside on a trap type beat. You never go hear that thing for anywhere. And then Darkovibes found himself with a collective which happened to be La Même Gang. They did Linksters tape 1, they did the La Même tape, and you had everyone in the alternative community and everyone coming from high school into uni looking up to these people. You look at the La Même Gang, aside North, who was on the production side, Darkovibes was the one who was supposed to carry the baton and then take the baton to the next level. But right now, Darkovibes is nowhere to be found. Darkovibes' last hit song he gets was Je M'appelle, which was like 2021. That was 3 years ago, featuring Davido. And even after that song, he couldn't even milk the song well, because the song came at a very, very perfect time, leading to Christmas. You know, say if you get hit song like leading to Christmas, you go play a lot of shows. Aside that, your man Tank. Your man released Butterfly last year, and he was giving credit to Oxlade because Oxlade featured on some of the songs and all of that, but the album no go anywhere. I just sit there and I'm even asking myself, bro, do you even have a team you are working with? What are you trying to do? And me sitting here right now, some things they come my head inside, but even if I talk, I go get a lot of backlash, but fuck that. It feels as though the whole RTB's alliance with these brothers sort of they influence your style, sort of they influence your mindset, and it shape how you they move for the industry inside. Right now, I listen to your music. You release Wi-Fi, and I haven't listened to it because I know that when I listen to it, it's nothing new. It's nothing surprising about Darkovibes. It's just the same old shit. Nothing new. It they pay me because you listen to Darkovibes, you listen to Snakes, what Darkovibes did on Snakes. You listen to Darkovibes and then Mac M or Bra. You listen to these things and you're like, bro, how can this guy go from here to here? And right now, it's more or less like Darkovibes was even like lost in the scene. Your last hit song was Je M'appelle, which was like 3 years ago, featuring Davido, one of the biggest acts in Africa. But then right now, this be where you do Wi-Fi and you don't even know how you promote themselves, bro. Like, it be very, very some way. But it's just been 4 years since like lockdown. People were bored. I can even make an argument that people were bored. That is why like people were heavily like listening to these people. But right now, then open the thing inside. When our ears change, we want something else. Music is actually like microwaved right now. We listen to someone's album today, the next week we've forgotten about it. So what are these guys not doing that other people are doing? I feel like they should sit down, they should reflect with their team, they should reflect with themselves, and then be like, Charlie, nah, I have to take this thing serious. Maybe these people get something, then they do with me, I know they do. Okay, what can I add? What can I jack from someone? And what can I... You jacking something from someone doesn't necessarily mean jack directly and then make it your own thing. No, you go feed jack and then add your own twist to it and become your own. That be how it is, because there's nothing new under this sun. So that, yeah, Charlie, this be my own 2 piece. Darkovibes, in my own opinion, his music is shit. Kofi Jamar, same thing. On the Road is a very, very shit record. YTalk, I think he should stop doing music. Quick Flick, I think wherever he is, he should stay there. He shouldn't even like release music anymore. And Camido, bro, if you find some therapist in there, then go, then have some self-actualization tests done. But until then, this is Full Access. This isn't an editorial. I'm looking into you also and talking to you. Go figure, we out.